Okay, let's just unpack this right away. We spend so much time talking about the absolute chaos of social media.
Oh, yeah, the endless scrolling.
The scrolling, the noise, the sheer speed of how fast trends move, it's frankly overwhelming. But today we are looking at something that attempts to take all that chaotic energy, specifically on TikTok, and channel it into something surprisingly boring.
Okay, boring is good. In business, I always say boring usually means profitable.
Exactly. We're talking about the holy grail of organization today, the spreadsheet. We're doing a deep dive into a really specific tactical guide on automating business growth.
And it's a great one to dig into.
Yeah, we are working off a tutorial video from the channel Grow Now. It's titled TikTok Lead Generation Ads to Google Sheets 2025. Automate lead capture and scale your business fast. And look, the promise here is pretty huge. It's not just about running an ad.
Right. And the key word there is system.
Mm,
The goal here isn't just to show you how to get a like or a view or, even a comment, because vanity metrics don't pay the rent.
they really don't.
This is about creating a self-sustaining loop. A potential customer sees your video, they click a button, and their personal information flows directly into a Google Sheet without you, the business owner, lifting a single finger.
Which is the dream, right? The whole set it and forget it thing. But I got to be the skeptic here for a second because usually when people say, hey, automate your business, there's a massive catch,
Oh, there always is.
right? Like it's either incredibly expensive
Yeah.
or it requires you to be some sort of coding wizard or it just breaks the second you look away from the screen. What I found so interesting about this walkthrough is that it actually feels kind of accessible, but I suspect the devil is in the details.
The devil is always in the details.
Yeah.
And in this case, the details are really in the bridge.
Yeah,
A lot of people know how to make a TikTok video. My teenage niece can do that in her sleep.
totally.
And a lot of people know how to use Google Sheets. But connecting them, making them talk to each other securely and instantly, that's exactly where the friction is.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. So this guide focuses heavily on that technical handshake. Because if you get that wrong, you just have a viral video that makes you absolutely zero money.
Well, let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. Let's get right into the actual setup phase. The guide starts right at the dashboard level, so we are not dancing on camera, we are clicking buttons.
Exactly.
The very first step is hitting create, but then you have to choose an objective. And this seems to be where most people trip up almost immediately. Because you can't just pick traffic right.
Correct. And this is a fundamental strategic decision right out of the gate. If you choose traffic, TikTok is going to try to send people off the app.
Right.
It's going to try to push them over to your website.
Right.
And while that sounds good in theory, you're fighting the user's natural behavior.
Because they're on TikTok to watch videos.
Exactly. They're on TikTok to be entertained. They do not want to sit there and wait for your mobile site to load.
Yeah. Nobody likes waiting for a slow page when they're deep in the doom scroll zone. It's just jarring.
It breaks the spell. So the guide is very specific here. You select lead generation. This changes the entire architecture of the ad. Instead of sending them away, it keeps the user inside TikTok. It uses what's called an instant form.
Okay, an instant form. Why does that matter so much? Is it just about speed or is there more to it?
It's speed, but it's also trust. An instant form is a native pop-up right within the app. It loads immediately, so there's zero latency.
Nice.
But more importantly, because of TikTok's own system, it can often pre-fill the information for the user.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if TikTok already knows your name and your email, it might just pop those right in for you. It dramatically lowers the friction. The easier it is to say yes, the more people are going to do it.
That makes total sense. You keep them in the walled garden where they're comfortable. So now let's talk about the budget for a minute.
Yeah.
The guide uses a very specific example, setting it to $20 per day.
Which I love because it's a very approachable starting point.
It's signal.
It signals to you that you don't need some massive corporate marketing budget to test this out.
Right. You don't need thousands of dollars.
Exactly. You can verify if the machine actually works for the price of a decent lunch.
And regarding targeting, finding the right people, the guide walks through the standard suite of options. Age, gender, placement. But the placement setting really caught my eye. Usually these ad platforms try to sneak your ad onto other random networks, right?
Oh, yeah, they love doing that.
Yeah.
Like Pangle or other third-party partner apps.
Yeah.
The advice here is really about controlling your environment. You want your ad to show up on the actual TikTok feed where the user is highly engaged. You're just paying $20 to blast it out to random dormant accounts across the internet. You're narrowing it down.
Okay, so we've got the rules set. We are spending $20, we're
Yeah.
targeting the right demographic, and we are utilizing these instant forms. Now we have to actually build the thing that people see, the actual ad. And this is where the guide uses a very specific example to kind of illustrate the whole process. Modern sports shoes.
Ah, yes, the famous modern sports shoes.
It's so wonderfully generic, isn't it?
It really is.
But it completely works for visualization. So let's imagine we are selling these sneakers. The guide says we select, use a template, and then specifically the simple sign-up form. Now, why simple? Why not go for the advanced or the rich content form?
Because you really don't want to overwhelm the user. You have, what, maybe 3 seconds of their attention?
If that?
Exactly. The simple sign-up template is purely optimized for conversion. It is designed to get the information and then get out of the way. It's the digital equivalent of a quick, polite handshake, not a long, drawn-out conversation.
But we still have to brand it right. Like, we can't just have a blank, sketchy-looking form pop up.
Oh, definitely not. The walkthrough details adding a banner image, so maybe a sleek, stylized shot of those sports shoes, and your company logo. This is entirely about trust.
Yeah.
If I'm going to hand over my email address, I need to know you are a real business.
Yeah, for sure.
The guide also mentions getting the headline and the slogan right. In their example, they just put modern sports shoes right at the top.
Keep it literal.
Very literal. It tells the user exactly what they are signing up for. No tricks.
And then comes the interrogation part. I mean, the question section. This is where we actually ask the user for their data. And this is honestly where I paused the video when I was watching it, because the list of data points they suggest collecting is kind of extensive.
It is a lot.
They list email, name, phone number, state, and address.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so hold on. Asking for an email, I get. Sure. Asking for a name, that's standard. But asking for my home address on TikTok. For a pair of shoes I haven't even bought yet, that feels like a massive barrier to me. If I see a form asking for my street address, I am usually closing it immediately. Why on earth would they suggest asking for that much?
It's a classic quality versus quantity trade-off, and this is such a really important concept for you to grasp. If you ask for just an email, you will get a ton of leads, hundreds of them maybe.
Great, it's super easy.
But how many of those people are actually going to pull out their credit card and buy? Probably very few. It's almost too easy to submit. People might just be mildly curious, or they might even type